All right, game 3. Not that I wanted a break of you know, like 5 minutes or something. I got my water anyway. That's why we're late to the draft. In LGD versus EHOME.Keen, 1 apiece. Winner goes on, loser goes home, and it's online tournament anyway, so they're already home. So LGD, they're gonna ban out Legion, Abaddon, Ember, Terrorblade. Well, EHOME.Keen, they've banned out Magnus, Nyx, Coddle, and Beastmaster. First 2 picks for LGD.
Reserve time.
Arlena and Naga. And EHOME.Keen, Centaur, and Warlock. So Naga, Siren, Lena mid, maybe Naga safe lane, and Treant Protector comes out for EHOME.Keen. So Treant Protector, Warlock are your supports. Centaur, Warrunner off lane. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Lifestealer come out for EHOME.Keen. That'd be pretty nice to get in the face of Naga, force out that Song, and continue forward. But the Song right now is going to set up pretty well for LGD as they're looking for Song, Light Strike Array, and Laguna Blade. So let's see what they are going to follow this up with.
Radiant team pick.
So Monkey King is going to be picked up next for LGD. And, you know, 4 position Monkey King, Naga, Lena, safe lane Venge coming out. Unless we get the safe lane Treant, woohoo! Not gonna happen. So safe lane Venge, 4 position or 5 position Treant. Same with Warlock, interchangeable there. And Centaur off lane, so they still need a mid for EHOME.Keen. LGD, they're going to go with Monkey King, Naga, Lena. Now let's see, Earth Spirit still available, Crystal Maiden still on the board. If in fact they do choose to go Naga Siren as a safe laner. Those 2 supports are pretty solid with Monkey King. Yeah, I played a pretty impressive Crystal Maiden game too, so wouldn't be shocked. So 1-1 for both these teams. Again, winner goes on, loser goes home. LGD giving some heavy thought to what they want next.
Bat Rider!
Radiant team ban.
So Bat Rider picked up for LGD.
LGD's turn to ban.
Tinker gets banned out, so they're thinking it's Lena support. I can agree with that.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Last ban coming out from LGD. Let's see what they ban out to finish this off. Maybe we see an Invoker ban. Thing is, if they do go Invoker, maybe they swap this Lena into a mid laner. So they ban out the Viper. Keep the Invoker open. Let's see, we could see a Shadow Fiend come out. That wouldn't be too bad. But for LGD, they still need a mid, both teams, so I wouldn't be... actually, LGD, they are going to go mid Lena. So they are going to pick up that Crystal Maiden with the Monkey King. Like I said, that would be a good combination. And Lena, Naga, Monkey King, Bat Rider, Crystal Maiden. So I was right the first time. Didn't have to second guess myself.
10 seconds remaining.
So EHOME.Keen, they'll be up to their last pick. Let's see what they go with mid up against this Lena. Probably not an Invoker. Could go again. I like Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend. TA not amazing here. And then maybe Storm. Actually, no. Storm. I don't like Storm. Maybe Razor. Kind of like Razor in this position. Alchemist. Alright, so Ags is available for Centaur, Warlock, Treant, and Venge. So not a bad pick of Alchemist. So Lena, Naga, Monkey King, Bat Rider, Crystal Maiden, Centaur, Warlock, Treant, Venge, Alchemist are your 10 heroes. First 5 for LGD, second 5 for EHOME.Keen. They'll have to see how this first game or third game goes. Actually, while I do that, I'm going to throw water on my face, wake myself up a little bit. Be right back.
5 seconds remaining.
Did not miss anything. So, I don't know if many of you know who I am. Probably not. The answer is most likely no. But Naga games are, I have a little bit of PTSD with them. I was just talking about it in game 1, the Naga Medusa game that went 88 minutes. So, hoping not to see that again. So we'll be mid Lena. Yao back on the Crystal Maiden. Victoria back on the Monkey King. Safe lane Naga Siren. Off lane Bat Rider. And then there will be Treant. Over mid is going to be the Alchemist. Wrong on the Warlock once again. Dark off lane with that Centaur. And safe lane JJJ on the Venge. So Bat Rider very deep, actually. Good luck, have luck. Good job, Ron. Ping, ping, ping.
Seconds to battle.
So let's see what happens for EHOME.Keen and LGD in Game 3. Winner moves on, loser goes home. And, you know, being that this is my first series of 3, 5:40 in the morning, I'm hoping that EHOME.Keen win this early. Please. And then I don't have to deal with this late game Naga. So, let's see what happens. Bat Rider still sitting in that off lane. Actually getting brought down pretty low, as he gets harassed out by both him and the Venge, who I assume used Magic Missile. Take a look up top. Jingu Mastery is going to be picked up first for this Monkey King. Maybe not the best of choices. And, oh, we get a big pause coming out from Yao. So I'm going to sit back a little bit. Sorry if my words during the pause aren't many. But again, it is 5:45 in the morning. Just trying to keep my energy for the rest of this game. All right. So, take a look around the horn. It's going to be Dark and Wrong in the off lane up against Ame and this Monkey King. Victoria, meanwhile, in the jungle is going to be Yao, just getting maybe a level or 2 using that Frostbite. Over mid, we're going to take a look. It's maybe versus this Alchemist. Alchemist has one in Grievous Greed and one in that Acid Spray, which has been nerfed recently. But still going to be tough for maybe. And then we take a look down bottom, as it is Treant Protector with against this Bat Rider with Venge. So, let's take a look at how EHOME do. Looking to finish this game early before this Radiance comes out for Ame, of course. Let's see if they can get that done. Meanwhile, coming over, Crystal Maiden, Yao level 2. And there's the Primal Spring going to be out on Wrong. They don't have a Boundless Strike, so the Shadow Word's going to keep him high and ready. And they're looking for that Hoof Stomp. Is going to come out on a couple. One shot from Crystal Maiden, not going to be enough. There's the Salve. And it will be First Blood, not going the way of LGD. So it doesn't work out for them up top, and they try to get it again with the Primal Spring. Full Jingu Mastery, but they're not going to find it there either. So nothing really happening in either lane. No real gank squad from either team, and that's with LGD having both the Crystal Maiden and the Monkey King. They're pretty focused up top, so not really making their way anywhere else. And the Magic Missile thrown out from this Venge just to harass back the Bat Rider. So it just seems as though Bat Rider is going to get under tower. There's the Wave of Terror. Not enough mana for that Magic Missile again. But if he did, that Bat Rider might have been dead. Gonna use that Firefly. There it is. Magic Missile comes through with the Magic Wand. First Blood goes the way of Venge. And that Firefly was what put him over. So they're gonna get a kill there. Meanwhile, up top, they'll lose Wrong. It's a 1-1 already at 4 minutes in. Phase Boots picked up for Venge. Let's see, Bat Rider, nothing really but boots. We take a look over mid. Rung has taken over in the spot up against maybe. Meanwhile, on the edge is going to be this Alchemist. It kind of goes over towards this jungle using Acid Spray to get as much farm as he can, and that's smart. And then Rung takes over on the mid lane farm. So not a bad choice. Meanwhile, over mid, they're going to be looking for the Primal Spring again. There's the Ensnare holding up on that Hoof Stomp. There's the Primal Spring. There's the Hoof Stomp coming out on 2. Let's see, can he run away? The Frostbite's there, as well as the Slideshow. They try to get the kill. They will. Am I going to have to try? Yeah, let me try reconnecting for you guys already. Alright, we're back. Seems pretty stable. Lovely, of course, as usual. So let's take a look over at this Alchemist who maybe is coming in over from the side. Light Strike Array is going to hit. Maybe is level 6. So having to watch out is this Alchemist. Does not have the Chemical Rage to work with. And if maybe does get him low enough, that Laguna Blade will be the killer. Look down low. Bat Rider in a bit of trouble. The Magic Missile is there. One more shot will do it, and it does come in from the Venge. He gets another kill, so 2-2.
Excellent.
So 2-2, both kills for EHOME.Keen are going to go to the way of the Venge. LGD, they've got 2 kills, and they're looking to make a rotation over with both Yao and Victoria. They're going to come on through. Treant's going to spot him. There's the Leech Seed. The Frostbite comes in as well as the Primal Spring. Balance Strike is there with Victoria and a couple more hits. We'll get the kill. So 3-2 for LGD now, and it's now 3 bottom. Kind of halt the farm of this Venge, who's looking for that early Dragonlance. We take a look in this bottom kind of jungle area, or maybe might be in a little bit of trouble. Going to lose that Courier. There's the Light Strike Array as well as the Laguna Blade. Rong still alive with that Shadow Word. If they can find themselves a kill, they might be in for it on LGD. The Dragon Slave's not going to be there, but coming through is Victoria. Boundless Strike as well as the Light Strike Array out on a couple of the Shadow Words still doing work. Monkey King going to try and run away, but in that Acid Spray as well as the Leech Seed with the Fatal Bonds, it's going to be enough to get the kill. So 3-3, a big-time gank from LGD does not go the way they hope. Oh. Wait. What? Where'd he die? Right there? Sorry, I was looking at the recap of the last fight. What are you doing going that deep? That's crazy. Whatever. I missed it. Bad. So, 4-3 in favor of EHOME.Keen. Terrible camera work by your caster, me. Terrible. Sorry. And looking for the Hood of Defiance already is Dark. Take a look over at this Alchemist. And Alchemist, he's going to be looking to get that Radiance next. He's already picked up that Armlet. Venge again still going for that Dragonlance. And now the Fatal Bonds is out on 2, both Maybe and Victoria. And over on the side is Yao. Oh boy, Alchemist in trouble. There's the Frostbite looking for the Light Strike Array. Can he get the Chemical Rage off? He doesn't have it for a while, but the Shadow Word should be enough to keep him alive. There's the Magic Missile, and now it looks as though this Selena's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Not going to use that Wave of Terror just yet because it's on cooldown. They're not going to be able to get the kill. There's the swap back on this Crystal Maiden, and now that'll be a second death for LGD. So EHOME.Keen get 2 on the return, and it's not even on the return, it's just their counter. So they don't even lose the Alchemist, as the Shadow Word at level 2 is enough to keep him alive. So there's the double edge out on Ame. And a quick pause coming out from Yao. I lean back for more nap. Here we go. We're back in it. Treant resumes the game. Leaning back like that really made me lightheaded. Jesus.
This'll come in handy.
Whew. Alright. We take a look over at LGD. Maybe you're going to be going for that Yules first. Over on Yao, he's got the boots, and that's a 3-man smoke coming out from LGD, trying to make a play. Take a look over at the Treant. He's going to be able to go invisible with that Nature's Guise, and with the rotation coming over, it couldn't be any sooner. So I actually come over towards Wrong. Oh boy, there's the Primal Spring with Frostbite, Dragon Slave, Light Strike Array, and the kill. Now 6-4 in favor of EHOME. We'll look over at the Alchemist. He's farming well, looking for that Radiance next. Not too far off of getting that Sacred Relic. And we take a look up top is both the Venge as well as Dark have kind of pushed this Naga out of lane. So, just continuing to try and push as EHOME.Keen, meanwhile, down bottom. They're going to lose the Treant to this Batrider. Batrider not even using Lasso on that, and they're looking to take a tier 1 here, too. So, 4 bottom for LGD. They are going to TP up top. They do have Lasso available, but no blink. Let's see, they could get the swap. There it is with the charge as well as the magic missile and swap. They get themselves a kill. So the Stampede comes through from Dark. They get the swap. They get the stun. The double edge is there. And nice kill for EHOME, 7-5. So 7-5 EHOME, and they're going to continue to push. They're going to look for their tier 1 tower in the safe lane. As moving on forward is Treant through these trees in Viz. A ward comes out as well as a sentry, and maybe they know that was just placed. And coming over is the rest of EHOME.Keen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So EHOME.Keen not making any move just yet. We take a look over at the rest of LGD. Still looking for that Yules is going to be maybe. And then we take a look over at this Naga Siren who's looking for the Radiance. Not doing too poor of a job as the Alchemist makes her look silly for doing so. So Radiance gaming, I sense, hopefully not long gaming. Not hour and a half gaming. But coming over bottom is Ame as well as Maybe. So they're going to look to make something happen on this Alchemist. But instead, he's already TP'd out. So we'll look over mid. There's the swap into the hoof stomp as well as the magic missile. They're going to look to get themselves a kill. Meanwhile, on the back end, they're going to get the chaotic offering out on 2. There's the fatal bonds on both Yao and Victoria. They work to get their tier 1 mid and not lose the golem at the same time. So maybe just looking for the dragon, so you have to push them back. The golem will just sit back, not want to give up that easy money. And while all this is happening, Ame continues to farm. He's going to be close to that Sacred Relic, about 500 gold away. And we take a look over at the Alchemist, who's got that Radiance in full. So 8-5 of EHOME.Keen. Sorry. I'll make coffee after this game. And, what was I saying? We're going to switch it over to the net worth, because we're still on last hits and denies. 14 minutes in. Sorry. My brain's not working. So top of the net worth is the Alchemist at 9,500. He's got himself Radiance as well as the Armlet and the Iron Talon. He's looking for boosted travel to start this game off. Take a look over at this Naga Ame, who's almost got Radiance. Not almost got Radiance, almost has Sacred Relic. So Sacred Relic would be a big hit for Naga Siren, and gonna use that trying to heal up. Just continuing to farm. Backing off his Dark. They're going to use Wukong's command as well as Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array, but they're not going to get anything from it. So moving over mid is the rest of EHOME.Keen. Maybe coming in, maybe not the best move. Light Strike Array as well as the Flame Break that's going to open up wrong and possibly going down, but there's the heal coming out from this Treant Protector. And now with the Laguna Blade, they're going to get the kill, and now there's the stun onto this Venge, and it's 8-7 just like that. Moving forward is Alchemist. He's getting pretty low. Light Strike Array hits him too, and now he's pushed back into that freezing field, and maybe will get the kill. So 8-8. 3 go the way of LGD, and they lose nothing for it. So solid turnaround there for LGD, as they get 3 kills. Now the Bleak Dagger is out for Centaur. I'm trying my hardest not to yawn. I'm really sorry, guys. I gotta remember, fine casting and breathing. That's it. So really, LGD tied at 8. We take a look at the net worth. It's was EHOME.Keen by 5,000, but that's of course in part of that inflated net worth that an Alchemist does give you. And now the Sacred Relic is out on Naga Siren, and Radiance soon to follow. Ame farming like a beast at this moment in time.
Excellent.
So smoke is broken. There's the Blink Hoof Stomp double edge. Hood of Defiance is going to be used. They get the tier 1 mid as well. And it's a 1 kill, 1 tower payoff for EHOME, and that's smoke. So 9-8 in favor of EHOME.Keen. They've got themselves a pretty nice lead with this Alchemist, but Radiance is there for Naga Siren, and that's where the game changes. So now EHOME.Keen, they got to kind of make something happen. And now they're on the clock. The later this game goes, the easier it should get for LGD. However, Ags are going to be available eventually for EHOME.Keen, giving them a boost, as well as Moonshards. So LGD, they can't really sit and be all too happy. Meanwhile, Batrider, he's caught out. He's dead. And that's 10 kills, so EHOME gets first to 10 kills. So looking for something, there's the swap into the Magic Missile as well as the Hoof Stomp. And they get a quick kill on maybe. That is very beneficial for EHOME.Keen. So again, this is the lower bracket. Winner goes on, loser gets eliminated, no longer allowed to qualify for Star Ladder. And EHOME, they're going to continue to push. They use that Acid Spray trying to make LGD be forced to make a move. And there's the song coming in from the back on Ame. They're looking for a nice lasso. They're aiming towards not this Alchemist. There's the Chaotic Offering and the Freezing Field. Wrong, in a bit of trouble. They're going to lose one Yao doing work. They're going to lose the Monkey King. But there is the lasso out on Venge, and Venge hurts hard. He's having to back off is going to be this Bat Rider, so they only get Warlock out of that whole exchange. And EHOME, they kind of get out, not scot-free, but close to it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Naga just going to be a nuisance from here on out, pushing with those illusions. Let's take a look at Treant. What is Treant got? What are you showing for us? Trying to get a drum. Okay. A little bit of attack speed for them. And Dark, Venge, they move over towards Roche. And nobody coming over just yet for LGD, but they should start to make their move if they even suspect anything. There's the sentry ward placed, an illusion is thrown forward, the radiance is burning away, and now there's the Riptide with the swap. He's going to get put into that magic missile as well as the hoof stomp. There's the stun coming out from the Alchemist. They do get the overgrowth out on 3. They're looking for more. They're going to get the Laguna Blade that's going to hit on the Venge, and now they're going to look to take out the side of EHOME.Keen, but really nothing following up for LGD. EHOME.Keen going to continue to work. The armor toggles aren't there for this Alchemist, so they get one in return, and they'll take that trade for now. They're going to look for the magic missile coming in from Venge, but not going to find anything just yet. And now maybe as well as this Bat Rider are going to try and go in. So Ame just sitting nearby. They're going to try and make something happen. Coming over and forcing out the song is this Treant. But it's not really going to do too much, and by not do too much, they do get a kill on Rung with that Riptide. Next on the list is going to be that Treant Protector. They'll get another kill on LGD, and it actually goes 3 their way.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So 14-12 LGD. They're doing a pretty good job here. There's the Blink Hoof Stomp, Double Edge Stampede to slow them down, as well as the stun. They'll get a kill, Boundless Strike in retaliation, but that really doesn't do anything. And back in the Roche pit, EHOME.Keen go. So they use that medallion, and getting lower is Roche. And moving up is Treant, gets the overgrowth out on 2. There's the swap, that's going to follow it up. He's going to try and use that Firefly to get out. There's the ulti used by the Crystal Maiden, getting low is the Treant Protector, but he's got that heal. Wukong's command's going to be thrown, but to no avail. And meanwhile, Zhezhezhai is going to have a kill out on Yao as well. So 2 kills go the way of EHOME.Keen over LGD with that exchange, and pushing forward is going to be EHOME as well as they look for this tier 2 mid. So they'll get this tier 2, and they'll back off completely. Alchemist, he's going for a nice Manta style. He's got the Radiance and now the Aegis. And now a full Manta style. So Treant Protector has been spotted out. There's the Leech Seed. Ame trying to get a kill. Gonna start the chase. There's the Boundless Strike as well as the slow. Everybody's here for LGD. And LGD, they're going to get themselves another, now 17-13, only 22 minutes in. The over has been doing pretty well in these games. So, EHOME.Keen, take a look at this Alchemist. He's looking for an Octarine Core. Maybe he starts handing out Ags after that. Should be nice. And he'll just continue to farm up. Meanwhile, these Ame illusions are farming up this entire jungle of EHOME.Keen, and they're going to be significantly hard for that Warlock to kill. So, moving forward still is EHOME.Keen. Bloodstone out for this Lina. And EHOME just trying to continue to push, take this last tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, they really want to make something happen. Force out a rotation, specifically from the Naga with the song, as they do have Aegis to work with. That's Alchemist up towards top, and they know where he is with the Ame illusions just roaming around. So tier 1 will be taken by EHOME.Keen, and they maybe want to push forward. They know this game, they don't want it going late, and the more they push, the harder pressure they put on this Naga to make something happen.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, up top, maybe and Yao, they're going to work on a tier 2. They're taking it at quite a substantial rate. But again, the tier 2 in the bottom lane from EHOME is going to be taken out. So let's see, Ame trying to make something happen. There's the Stampede, gonna be Song. That'll stop the TP of the Warlock. They're gonna use Wukong's command, but here comes the Chaotic Offering. Dark's gonna come through as well as the Magic Missile as the Wave of Terror flies on in, and now they're looking to get a kill. They've taken out the Crystal Maiden already. The Wukong command is gonna finish off this Centaur War Runner, and now Venge has to try and run. Maybe not the move there, Bat Rider, but there's the swap, trying to get some space. Still trying to run from these illusions. Flame Break is going to be used, and not going to get the kill. Meanwhile, over on the side, Wrong, with the Boundless Strike as well as the Jingu Mastery. Jinsu, a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Jinzo. That's not what that skill is. So stun comes out on maybe, but Yule's going to open up some space. And that was quite a bit of an exchange of 3 for nil, and LGD, they get themselves to 2,200 net worth. So LGD just continuing to work, continuing to try and get a lead. They're down 9,000 net worth from the inflated net worth of an Alchemist. And that's not cool. I'm just reading what they're doing with the next game. They're not going to wait. So EHOME.Keen, they're going to continue to farm up. We take a look over at LGD. Let's take a look around the horn with them. So you see Yao, Tranquil. It's pretty standard for Yao. Over on Victoria, Boots, Midas. And then Lina is here with the Bloodstone, 2-0 Talismans, and the Yules. And of course, Naga here with the Boots Travel and the Radiance. Blink Dagger still not available on this Bat Rider. So they lose their tier 2 top, and this is what EHOME needs to do. They need to force the plays coming out from LGD. If LGD can hold, however, this game will turn right on its back, and there's the song. They're looking for more. Coming over is LGD. They're going to use that Wukong's command, but there's the Blink with the Hoof Stomp Double Edge. That's going to come on through. There's the Fatal Bonds as well as the Overgrowth. They're going to continue to work on this LGD squad. They've got 2 dead on LGD. They're going to continue to work on maybe getting very low. Light Strike Array is not going to hit. There's the stun coming out on maybe from the Treant Protector. Meanwhile, on the back end, they're going to lose their Venge. So Venge dead for 47 seconds. No buyback. Boundless Strike hits again. There's the ulti used by Yao. There's the stun to stop it. Double Edge killed. So dead for 43 seconds. So they'll lose Treant, they'll lose Venge, but that seems to be about it. Here comes the Yules as well as the Light Strike Array and the Radiance. Just going to burn away at these heroes on EHOME.Keen. So So they lose 2, but they hold their tier 3 up top despite the buybacks on both the Crystal Maiden and the Monkey King. They do take out Avenge. So they hold considerably for now. Let's see what LGD can do to continue on forward. Take a look at their net worth back to 10,000. Octarine Core getting close for Ame. But for this Alchemist, it's already there, and he's looking for an AC next. So EHOME, they're really trying to keep the aggression on, and that's what will keep LGD at bay. EHOME.Keen, they're gonna just continue to work on forward, try to make something happen. Meanwhile, over towards mid, Venge is gonna spot Ame. Ame's gonna try and come in. There's the swap back, but they've already used the hoof stomp. They're gonna use Wukong's command as well as the swap back. That's gonna be out on 2. They've got the song coming out from Ame, and now this Monkey King is in the trees. He'll jump away, and it's just an escape. So EHOME, they no longer have to worry about Song, and that kind of opens up the potential for this game. They're going to continue to work forward with this Alchemist waiting. And now they'll look to take a tier 3 mid, because why not? They know there's no Song waiting for them. That Rider and Alchemist is a bit of a interesting play, as they know Blink will never happen. Alchemist, he just continues to farm away. Now Ame's here with the ensnare. They're going to get the Yules to stop the TP. Light Strike Array comes through as well as the Laguna Blade. Still not enough to kill him. There's the Balance Strike as well as the Stampede. Running away is Alchemist. The Primal Spring not going to be there. Trying to get the lasso. The Armwood Toggles are with him, and the Flame Break comes through, but there it is. The swap as well as the big Chaotic Offering. The ulti comes in from Yao, but they're all tethered together. The Fatal Bond's doing work. And now it is a huge ultra kill for Rong. 4 die. Dark gets the 5th. It's a full team wipe for EHOME. Push, my friends. Push. They are without their Alchemist, but LGD losing all 5. That is a blow and possibly a tier 3. Forcing the buyback from Ame. And this is last-ditch efforts for LGD if they lose this Naga Siren again. So they lose the tier 3. That opens up the shrine. I don't get it. The TP is going to go all the way through for maybe. They might have wanted to stay for EHOME. So smoked up his LGD, trying to make a play. And they should run into EHOME.Keen. Or at least come close by. There's the illusion. That's going to spot him out. Now let's see. There's the creep's going to spot nobody. And now there's the blink forward. That might not have been the play from Dark. Let's see what happens. There's the Frostbite, Light Strike Array, as well as the Flame Break coming in with the Wukong's command. Going to stop them with the nice 3-man Boundless Strike. The Stampede to try and get him out as he gets used up. Coming on forward is going to be this Bat Rider. There's the swap out of the Alchemist. They're going to try and get this kill on the Venge. Venge is going to throw that Magic Missile as well as the Song going to be used on the back end. They're going to use the Light Strike Array to get themselves a first kill. Coming over on the Alchemist, he's going to be sweeped up, but he's healing up continually. And now there's a big two-man hoof stomp as well as the double edge. There's the stun out on the Crystal Maiden. They're going to look for more. The Fatal Bonds is out on a couple. And that is 3 dead on LGD. Trying to TP out is Ame, and he will. So here comes the first Ags built. Right. And now Shiva's guard picked up for the Centaur, who has Heart, Shiva's Blink. He is a raid boss at the moment. LGD just falling ever more behind. And it's not going to be fun when everybody on the side of EHOME all of a sudden has Axe. So Aegis used and Song comes out from Ame. And that's not gonna do anything. Nice man to dodge. There's the smoke. And now continuing to move forward is EHOME.Keen. They're going to work forward. There's the blink with the hoof stomp. Flame Break's going to be thrown. There's the balance strike coming out on a couple. There's the chaotic offering. That's going to fly on through. BKB is popped. Or not. I don't even think anybody has. Nope. Just looks like it. Was the golem. Now we look up top. There's the Song coming through from Ame. Let's see if they can make something of this. There are the nice mirror images, but still nothing happening. Balance Strike comes on through, but they're not getting anything yet. Ame sits in the back. There's the Overgrowth, and walking around with the Overgrowth is this Naga. They're trying to defend their base, but it's really becoming quite a hard-fought battle. Maybe he's going to use that Laguna Blade, getting very low. Dark's going to get a kill. That's maybe dead, and immediately using buyback. They've got the Frostbite out onto this Venge, but no Laguna Blade to make anything of it. But there's the Balance Strike as well as the Stampede. That's the minus damage taken. Now they look to go on Ame. The Leech Seed's going to slow him, and now the stun's charged up, and again, they're going to get Song off. So looking for a lasso. There's the lasso out on the Alchemist with the BKB pop by Bat. It was a BKB. And now let's see if they can make anything happen. Ame between the entire team. There's the stun. He's going to get very low. The Light Strike Array hits on 2. He's still alive. The stuns come through for LGD to keep alive Ame, and Ame's still trying to run away. He's got that urn on him, and does die. So they lose 3, no buyback on this Naga. They're going to take out the Treant, but maybe that might be all she wrote, as maybe's going to stay alive with the BKB Radiance. He's not going to do anything with that BKB, and they say forget it. So the buyback from the Monkey King. Naga dead for 58 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And the Alchemist does actually elect to back off. So with the buybacks and really everything used by LGD. They're sitting on their last leg. Alchemist heading over to... who's it gonna be? Anybody? Ah, there it is. And it'll be... Venge. So they go to Venge on this one. Nice swap every 10 seconds. Plus the extra life at the end. And EHOME.Keen, they continue with their push, trying to finish this game. They'll take the tier 3. There's the song. Question is, what can they get of this? The answer is a chaotic offering as well as a magic missile thrown to the BKB. Now Bat Rider, and they're going to lose one in the Monkey King. Monkey King's not going to be the only one who dies. This Bat Rider's going to be the next one off. Yeah, I was going to try and use that ulti, but these Radiance illusions are doing quite a bit, as well as the magic missile coming out from this Venge. And with that, GG is called by LGD. And EHOME have eliminated LGD. EHOME.Keen move on to the next round of the lower bracket by winning this series 2-1. So congratulations to EHOME.Keen. They win game 1, they win game 3. And just like that, they move on and LGD are eliminated. So that's it right now for me. I don't know what's happening with the next excuse me, series, but I'll let you know. Here are the stats. Nice work overall. 12-5 from the Venge, 10-7. 5-3, 25, top of the net worth. So, pretty solid performance from EHOME.Keen. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92, BKOP92 on Twitter. Tell me what you think about my casting, and we'll be back in just a moment, hopefully.